And by the way, Mike, Congressman, everything the senator said about you is true. And I also read about your struggles. I read about how difficult it was. I read about how brave you were. I read about how you never gave up fighting for New Yorkers. And New Yorkers are never going to forget. Thank you, Congressman Lawler. Okay, now we've got some people we want to introduce you to. Just want to say hello to some friends who are here in the audience. Now, Congressman Lawler mentioned one candidate for Attorney General, Michael Henry. We have another one here with us. Karam Dara is also here, who is running for Attorney General next year, running for the nomination. Lieutenant Governor Betsy McCoy joining us tonight. Orange County Executive Steve Newhouse. Assemblyman Matt Slater is here representing the Republican Assembly Conference. Senator Bill Weber is here representing the Senate Republican Conference. And it's almost time for that big award to be presented to our friend Joe Piscopo. And I will just be waiting for the senator to make his way out of the room so that we can get everybody's attention, because this is a big, big award being presented to a very, very worthy guy. And by the way, Chairman Kassar happened to mention Ronald Reagan's background in radio. Ronald Reagan is one of two presidents of the United States who have been inducted into the National Radio Hall of Fame. And his induction wasn't for his political broadcasts, it was for his work as a sportscaster and baseball play-by-play announcer. So, our friend Joe is a radio guy. He's getting the Ronald Reagan Award. Ronald Reagan is in the Radio Hall of Fame. It all comes around. So, would you please welcome once again our chairman, Jerry Kassar.
Hey, thank you, Jim. Just let me take a moment to thank our dinner chairman, Alan Roth. Alan, thank you for putting what is a very successful dinner together. We did a journal this year, and it was also successful, thank God. And Bill Kellis helped put that together. Bill, wherever you are, let's take a bow. I'd also like to thank my executive assistant, Eileen Johnson. Eileen, wherever you are, and I'm sure you're working somewhere right now. Thank you. Many of you know Andrew Davis, who oversees our day-to-day party operations. Andrew, wherever you are, take a bow. I want to thank George Passarella, Howard Lynn. Thank you. I could hear you. I want to thank George Passarella, Howard Lynn, and Sean Dick for arranging a number of the more technical aspects of the event. Bill O'Reilly is here, our communications consultant. He's in the room. So I think you know Bill is a nephew of Bill Buckley, who just had a postage stamp issued honoring him. Congratulations to the Buckley family. You see the stamp on the screen. The first day of issues, by the way, are available at really cost to the U.S. Post Office. Not that I would suggest anybody give anyone money to buy. And I wish to thank my wife, Janet. Janet, who puts up with the holidays. We have a number of party chairmen here from our party. I want to thank you all for your support. The party, as I said earlier, over the past few weeks, reorganized with several new leaders, and we also organized a number of unorganized counties. As I said earlier, and this is a big deal to the party, I mean, I'm happy in the world, but we right now have the most organized counties in the history of the party, which is something that one could actually be silent about as I speak. Also, two very good friends of the Conservative Party were elected GOP chairman. I see Liz Joy is here, she's Schenectady County Republican chairperson. And Liam McCabe, who's had a long history actually with the Conservative Party, is the new Kings County GOP chairman. Congratulations, Liam. myself, frankly. He also is a radio personality in his own right, having hosted a show as part of the Salem Media Network for many years. Mike is also the founder and principal in the Connie and Sullivan Law Firm, which frankly is one of the state's premier eligible law firms, and they're located in Brooklyn. Mike does a lot of good, really frankly, for many causes, including the Conservative Party. But for purposes of presenting our Ronald and Reagan Journalism Award to his friend Joe Piscopo, I give you Mike Connors.
Good evening, everyone. You know, some of you know I'm affiliated with 970 The Answer, the Salem Media Group. And about 10 years ago, the morning host walked out literally in the middle of the night. People were saying, we're going to lose their jobs, we're going to lose advertisers, is the station going to go under? And Jerry Crowley, a legend in radio, teamed up with Joe Piscopo. Joe Piscopo came in to head the morning show. Things have been better than ever. And he's been a voice of conservative talk radio in New York for over 10 years now. If you read Joe's biography, part of his political journey changed in 1985 when he met Ronald Reagan in the White House. And his political journey changed further when in 2016 he decided to campaign for Donald Trump. And Joe lost a lot of friends in show business by taking that change. But he's gained a lot more friends here. So I'd like to introduce Joe, who every day fights for conservative ideals. He fights for the faith. He defends the faith. He fights for our values. A true conservative, true patriot, and a loyal and good friend, I present to you Joe Piscopo. Joe, come on.
Guys, everybody come around. Thank you.
Sure, we'll take a picture. Yeah. Thank you so much. I can't believe you're still staying here. I love it. Here we go. Come on, guys. Let's get a shot. Here we go. Smile, smile. There it is. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging around. Thanks for throwing me, by the way, to the wolves following Ted Cruz. I love that. Thank you. You know, you never get respect. I am a utility guy. I am here to serve the cause. I am here to serve the purpose, knowing that the United States of America is the greatest country on planet Earth. My family came from Italy. My grandparents couldn't speak English. They came to America, they learned the language and the laws, and they wanted to be one thing, American. And the second I talk about it, and I go on the radio and talk about it, everybody in Hollywood, it's a nail in my coffin. They don't want to hear it. And at one point, when I got on the radio, as Mike said, and Jerry Crowley put me on the radio, I said, you know what, I got to be true to myself. What am I all about? I'm all about God and family and country. That is in my heart, that is in my soul. When I think of my grandparents coming on that boat, the Multi, it was a German freighter. They came from the Gulf of Naples, and they went to Newark, New Jersey, baby. And they came here, and my father became an attorney to represent the non-English-speaking blue-collar laborers that his father was. And then my father served in the Second World War. Where did they ship him? They shipped him to Italy to fight Mussolini. And my father didn't come to this country with an Italian flag in his hand and say, well, I can't go fight in Italy because, he went and he fought for the United States of America. In the United States Army. Don't get me started now. My father fought in the villages where the Nazis were clearing out all the villages. You know where those villages were? That was where my grandfather was from Avellino, from Plata de Serra. Hi, Beth, I love you. I love the Connors, Mike Jr., Frank Volpe, thank you very much. Ian Verderkoff, you are a superstar. That girl is a superstar right there. We love you. Thank you very much. I want to make sure. That's Nancy, how are you? Good to see you. Great to see you. You're here? I have to tell you something too, if I may. And thank you so much for staying with us, because I didn't want it to be long. I don't consider myself a conservative. I consider myself a patriot more than anything else. And Ronald Reagan said, if you analyze it, I believe the very heart and soul of conservatism is libertarianism. Conservatism is patriotism. Conservatism is libertarianism. It is love of country. And hold on, guys, hold on in the back. I'll be off in a second. Hey, whoa, hey. I'm from Jersey. This is where we quiet. Get those guys, hold on, just a second. I'll be right out in a second. Or step outside. Or I'll send somebody to whack you. That's cute. I know a guy, all right? I know a guy. So thank you, fellas. So when I think of it, and I go in on the radio, and I wanted to make the plunge into my faith, my mother taught me how about God and about Christ. I could say it on the radio. I thank Salem Media for allowing me to say Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I could say I believe in God. You hear me talk about it every morning. And then when I talk, and then all of a sudden everybody started to listen. And I want to tell you, the king of morning radio is Jim Carrey. He's the king of morning radio. He is a legend. He's the guy that told me you should be on the radio when all the antsy, the crazy radio and all the crazy disc jockeys, where are they now, Jim Carrey? You are still number one, and you are blazing the path for all of us, sir. And I appreciate that very, very much. But one thing that I did learn, and probably on your show, Jim, when I think about it, is not to marginalize. Don't marginalize. To jump in hook, line, and sinker. Say you believe in God. Say you believe how great the United States is. Say that you're a family person. Yes, I know I ran off with a babysitter, but forget about it. That was only partially true. And yes, in New Jersey, I have a child at every exit, but forget about it. I believe in God. I believe in country. And I want to leave you with this, if I may. And my beautiful daughter, Alexandra, is here. I love you, Allie. I love you. And by the way, Ted Cruz, this guy's probably the smartest guy in Washington. You know that? Don't you hope? I hope President Trump somehow gets him on the Supreme Court. You think that Who is Ketanji Brown? Can someone help me out here? Who is that person? My God. If we listened to Ted Cruz 10 years ago, he's the guy that said Obamacare is going to destroy us. And here we are. And he predicted it 10 years ago. And Mike Lawler is absolutely great. Thank you guys for sticking around and listening. Oh, that's right. I'm Joey Benefit. You got a charity, I got a tuxedo. I come early, I stay late. Am I right or wrong? You know? So let me leave you with this, because I could go on, and you're so gracious to be here, because, and I never really considered myself like a conservative or anything. I'm really not affiliated with any political party. I'm an old blue dog Democrat. When the Democrats cared about people of color, when the Democrats cared about people in the inner cities, I made it a mantra in my life, learning from John F. Kennedy how to help out those less fortunate. Who's doing that now? Donald Trump is doing that right now. And I said to President Trump, he came on my show, and I said to him, Mr. President, we need a presidential inner city kind of platform, an inner city kind of task force. I mentioned it to President Trump, and I'm such, if I may. Are you okay to hang a little bit? Can we go a little bit? If I may, I gotta tell you. So I talked to President Trump, and I gave him the presidential inner city task force idea, and I talked about it, and I said, and I'm thinking, well, you bring jobs in, well, we mentor the children, and it'll take 10, 20 years. President Trump goes like this, yeah, great, I'm sending in the National Guard. It was great. It was so Trumpian. Is that right, man? Am I right? I'm trying to invent in the Guard. And then on my show, I said to him, you're invited down to the National American Foundation 50th anniversary, and President Trump goes, we got to do something about Columbus Day. That was April. Just a couple weeks ago, he signs a proclamation to make Columbus Day a national holiday, to keep it a national holiday, and to keep the statues up. And we started folks?
But you sang it.
No, I knew. We did it anyway. Thank you. We sang it, and a shout out to ABC 7. That was not a coincidence that the parade got canceled. She get a state of emergency, so our hands were tied. But I'll tell you right now, because we became Columbus Day, because President Trump stuck up for us, that was her shot across the bow. And we should never, ever, ever let that happen again. Okay. Let me tell you if I may. I'm on Saturday Night Live. It's 1985. Eddie Murphy are on the show, right? And I'm parodying Ronald Reagan. I'm doing the Ronald Reagan impression. And we had fun. We weren't mean back then. We just had fun. And we did a satire of President Reagan. And it just went on, and I didn't hear from him. Mr. Sinatra was always nice to me when I did Frank Sinatra impression. So all of a sudden, I get an invitation to the White House, to the Reagan White House. Now, I'm a Democrat, I'm a registered Democrat, and I get invited to the White House to a big gala, and I can't figure out why. And I go down to the White House, and I'm, again, a die-hard Democrat, and I walk down there, and then we see President Reagan. We have dinner, and we're seeing Nancy Reagan is there, and I'm looking around, and then I get to catch Ronald Reagan by himself off the East Room, but in that little room, that's a smaller room that has a fireplace in it, right? And I said, I'm looking around, there's no Secret Service, it's me, and I walk over to him, and I go, Mr. President, Joe Piscopo, the cast member on Saturday Night Live, thank you for inviting me here, sir. It's an honor to see you. And I couldn't even say, he was just so nice. He looked at me, and there was a fire going, and I didn't know what else to say except, nice fire, Mr. President. I actually said that to him. He looked at me, and in his warm, beautiful tone, he said, well, Joe, you know, we got people to do that for us. I shook Ronald Reagan's hand, and it changed my whole political outlook. You could feel the electricity, you could feel the warmth, you could feel the goodness, and I still couldn't figure out what I was doing there. This was one of the kindest people, Mr. Chairman, I ever met in my life. Right there, Ronald Reagan, and it was just like a flush that came over me. And then, great to meet you, sir, Joe, great to meet you too. And I turned around, and as I turned around, there's Nancy. And I knew why I was there. Two words sent chills down my spine. Hello, Joe. And this is what I think. I don't know this for a fact. Jim, this is what I think. Mr. Sinatra and I became relatively close. He was my hero. He knew that. And I'm telling you, he saw me do the impression, and he said, hey, I don't want to watch my vernacular. Get that Italian kid. Get the kid down there. Let him meet Ronnie. I think he said it to Nancy, and everything will change. And Mr. Sinatra, I tell you what, it was right on the money, because it changed my whole political outlook. So I thank Mr. Sinatra for that. So with this, though, I have to tell you, before I go, I want to tell you how much I appreciate this with gratitude and respect, because I always just try to be a patriot. I always just try to tell you how great this country is. But when I see, this is a vital, vital quote from Ronald Reagan, if I may. And it is with great respect that I received this. It really is. And when I look at you, and I see everybody, and I'll talk to you in the morning, you are the foundation of the greatest country on this planet. You are the foundation. Everything you are. You are the ethnicity. It doesn't matter what you are, and you get what's right. And you know we are right. And Ronald Reagan said best, and you know this quote very well, I'm sure. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free. God bless you. God bless America.
Before we head out of here tonight, we were coworkers, Frank and I.
You want the
Let's hold that up so everybody can see that, Ronald, right there.
Yeah.
Hold that
Very nice.
up so they can see the president's portrait.
Thank you so much. I'm honored. Absolutely honored. Mike Connors, thank you. I love you, man. Beth, Michael, and Frank Volpe, thanks for putting us all together. There. Frank right there.
Okay, hi Frank. How you doing? Well, what time do you get up?
You what time you get up?
No, I get up at 3. What time do you get up?
Yeah, pretty much. I'll do 4 tomorrow morning.
Oh, you're going to do 4 tomorrow.
Yeah, oh, I gotta tell you, you guys have, may I? I just had hernia surgery. No, I did, I stand before you there, and it's not like, do you mind, give me a second, Jim, if you don't mind.
Tell them about the neck.
This is basically, Joe, you gotta do this gig. And I go, why? I said, Ted Cruz is gonna be there. You don't need me there. They said, no, we want you there. We want you. And so the chairman, we talked on the radio and everything. So, but Monday I went in and I had emergency hernia surgery. You know, I think I'm 29, so I lifted the weights. I get a hernia, right? And so, and they went in, they didn't do it laparoscopically. They had to cut it, you know. So I stand before you, half of myself, you know. But I wanted to tell you, through it all, and Allie is watching over me. My beautiful daughter said, Dad, don't do this, don't do that, don't stay too long. But I wanted to be here through the pain and just walking with a limp, just to be here to show my respect and to say thank you for being the beautiful girl.
Does anybody want to see my star $50?
Remember President Johnson? When he showed his gallbladder